we are here. Welcome. Back with the third part of our final exam review packet. We're going to do 2 questions related to slope and graphing. So let's get straight to it. So the first question has a line with 2 points, and we're asked to find the slope. There are a couple definitions of slope. One is very popular. It's known as rise over run. So let's just put rise over run. Well, what does that mean? It means rise, which is the change in y. Change is back from the old days in Greece where they put a triangle as a symbol for change. And change in y over change in x means rise over run. It stands to reason. Run would be along here, x, change, and this would be up and down. Just like an elevator. We can draw a triangle here to show that. There are different ways to do it. One would be to count it out on the graph itself. So we go up and we go over. And what does it take to go up? All the way up here. The change in y is equal to -3 up to 7. How far is that? We go up 3 floors like an elevator. Up 7 more. We're going up 10 plus 10. Up is always positive, down is negative. Over here, we're going left. So we're going up and left if we start here. And this change in x is equal to, from 5 to -5 is -10. Why is it negative? Because whenever we go left on the number line, we're going left, it's negative, and on the number line going positive to the right. So when we get to change in y over change in x, we're putting exactly this, plus 10 over -10, which is equal to -1. When we simplify it, divide both top and bottom by 10. There's another way to do this. One would be to label these x1, y1, x2, y2, and use the formula for slope, which is change in y over change in x. It's equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or you can do y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. In this case, we've labeled it that way. We take y2 as -3 minus y1, which is 7, over x2 minus x1, 5 minus -5, 5 minus -5. There we go. Now, finish it off. You need to know your integers. -10 over 5 plus 5, because that's negative times a negative, and this is equal to -1. Ta-da! Just like this one. They're just 2 different ways of finding the same thing. That's how you can calculate slope from 2 points in a graph. Let's go over here and look at finding the slope from just 2 points. It's really similar to what we just did. Basically, you're saying, okay, this one is x1, y1 would be like this. x1, y1, x2, y2, y2. And then we do the same thing. We've labeled them. We've already done that. Calculate the slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, or you can do it both ways. You can go y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. We're going to do both ways just to make sure it works. y2 minus y1 is 4 minus 5 over x2 minus x1, -2 minus 4. That's equal to -1 over -6, which is equal to 1/6. Okay? Is that equal to doing it the other way around? Well, let's look. Or y1 minus y2, 5 minus 4 over 4 minus -2. 4 minus -2. So that equals 1/6. Same thing. So check, 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 check. The main thing you need to have is that it's always the y change on top and the x change on the bottom. Change in y over the change in x, rise over run. Because in a line is motion. And when there's motion, that motion is described in 2 different ways. How much it moves up and down, and how much it moves right and left. Positive, negative, positive, negative, or negative, positive, like a stick shift in a video game, or however in a manual stick shift in a car. Whatever the case may be, however you want to think of it, you have to get those motions right and understand that positive over positive will be a positive slope. It's going to be facing up, going this way, right? Whereas a negative slope is going to go that way. It's like a plane landing. A positive slope is going to be a plane taking off. These are all things that will come over time as you do more of these. And if you see a graph with 2 points, go ahead, calculate it with the triangle method or the formula for slope. You have to memorize and know the formula for slope, but if you understand it, it'll be much easier because you really can't go wrong. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1 or y1 minus y2, you can't get, that's not a problem. So no problem if you confuse that. The problem is some people can't remember if it's x over y or y over x. You have to know rise over run always and connect the rise with change in y and the run with change in x. There it is, that's slope.